Howdy folks, and welcome back. So we're back on my single player world, and it's been a long time since I did a video on this world, and with the new update, Caves and Cliffs, I wanted mountains. I wanted to see some cliffs, but instead I had to make my own. So I'm getting into this project of making this mountain on the backside of my base, and it's taken a ton of materials. But I kind of got the scaffolding up, the framework, if you will, just used dirt for that. And that gave me the general outline of how big I wanted the mountain, and it gave me kind of a starting point. And I'm also lighting it up on the ledges on the inside as I build up, and on the floor so that it doesn't become a giant mob farm, because I don't want it to interrupt any mob rates nearby. So this is the general idea of just placing in front of me on bedrock. You can do that, and just kind of building up the corners of it, if you will. It really doesn't have corners because it's not a pyramid, but just getting the general shape and just kind of figuring out how steep things should be, so that it gives me a place to kind of continue that line off. And we're already up in a mountain biome, so it does snow up here. And all the snow that you see, of course, was naturally occurring. It's a pretty nice view from up here. So I've gotten some progress done on the front side of the mountain, and I'm trying to do it very natural and let the grass spread, because I don't have all grass blocks. I have quite a bit of dirt that I've gone out and gathered, and it'll transition as the snow gets on it into more of a snow-capped mountain. I like the new telescope too. It's pretty nifty. And I'm trying to make it look very stock Minecraft, as opposed to something that obviously is player built. Like, if there was a mountain here, what would it look like? So I'd love to fill this thing in solid, but that would be like millions of blocks, so we'll just leave it hollow and leave it like that. That's just fine by me. So that's the natural terrain down below where the snow is, and then wherever it transitions over to the no snow is where I've built. And it will get snow covered as time progresses, so some progress. I just have to fly around every so once in a while and just take a look and make sure that everything's pretty cool and going the way that it should be, because it's awfully easy to get kind of sucked into the things that are very close by as opposed to looking at the big picture. So I'm going to put it down these cauldrons and try to collect some of this powdered snow. And I actually did this on the Flat World Challenge, and it worked. So I have a little bit of experience. But main thing with these cauldrons is, like, you can't just put them next to each other, because then you can't get the snow or something like that. I kind of kooky the way it behaves. But anyway, I'm just getting the snow, because it started snowing, just getting the snow out and putting it around, which then becomes a nightmare to land up here. But hey, I got to put the snow somewhere. So getting it out of the cauldrons and just keeping up with it, because I want each cauldron to be as empty as possible so that I can get more of it. But it's very nice looking. And in speaking of cauldrons and snow, I discovered this. So actually, I didn't. I saw it on somebody else's video. I think it was skipped the tutorial, but I'm not absolutely sure on that. So anyway, if you put down a cauldron and you put a bucket of snow in the cauldron, and then you hit it again with another bucket of powdered snow, it just takes away whatever's above it, including bedrock. So I have been able to punch into the nether ceiling on Bedrock Edition Minecraft. There's no real reason to do this. Like, there's nothing up there. You can't build up there. There's a height limit. But hey, maybe at some point having a hole in the ceiling will become beneficial to me, so I won't have to try to figure out how to build one some other time. Maybe they'll raise the height ceiling and we can build gold farms up here. Anyway, so back to building on the mountain. So I've decided I wanted to kind of like have a lava flow flowing down, but I don't actually want lava flowing down. I want it to look like there was lava there. So I've used, I think it's deep slate and basalt. And it's not the cobbled deep slate, it's just a regular deep slate, to create this kind of dark line running down here. And back to putting down more snow, which it becomes such a hassle trying to land on top of this mountain, because every time I keep falling into the powdered snow and freezing to death, because I'm not wearing leather boots, I'm just wearing my regular boots. So here we are up at height 143, 142, somewhere in there, and it's funny to think that the new mountains are actually going to be 100 blocks higher than this, or even higher than that, maybe. Like, that's insane. I can't even imagine. Like, this is, what, maybe 100 blocks above the ground around it? Not even, more like 80. So they're going to be epic. It's going to be pretty neat seeing the new 118 update. But, alright, so we've got our lava slide back here done. And yeah, I think it looks pretty good. I didn't want it overdone, just like a little touch of, what is that? Something coming down there. Something that I've obviously added that you wouldn't find in the stock game, but still it should be there because that's pretty cool looking. And I think I give up on powdered snow pretty quickly after this point and start putting down some actual snow blocks just because it becomes such a hassle to land up here and freeze. It's pretty cool though, the way they have those neat effects on the screen. But I ought to just invest in some leather boots. And then I go down to the super smelter and I save the game and I come back in and this has happened. I'm stuck inside of a chest. I can see the handle, but I can't get out of here. And it's like every time I try to mine, all I do is mine the chest instead of mining the block next to me. And I don't want the chest going down inside of the super smelter because, who knows where it's going to wind up. But it's going to be a problem. So it's like, well, here I am on Bedrock Edition. Can I possibly fly off the ground and get out of here? So I'm just going to spam a bunch of rockets and see if I can get out. And somehow I glitched through the floor. So it works. It works. It works for me. And the zombies have once again taken the door off of my cobblestone generator. So I'm using cobblestone, and at this point, I'm not sure why. I should have just built a natural stone generator, which actually I did after I built the mountain, but that's a story for another day. So down to the cobblestone generator, and I just keep taking all the materials over to the super smelter, smelting them down to make natural stone for the mountain, which does have the benefit of giving me XP so that I can repair the pick, which I've worn out making the cobblestone. So this is the wiring for it, and it's been such a long time ago that I built this, I forget what's going on here. I know I've got 2 observer clocks at the ends that are causing updates to things, which also push on the pistons, and it's so confusing that I'm just not even going to try to explain it. The natural stone generator is so much easier than this one, which I don't know why. It seems like it should be a whole lot more difficult to get natural stone than cobblestone, but it's actually the same speed. So here it is coming in, and really 2 hoppers have a heck of a time keeping up with the amount of stone that comes in here. But I've never overwhelmed it from what I can tell. So I play this little game, and it's make sure the cobblestone falls down, and it's like just mine and try to get it to fall down the hole. Anyway, here it is, the final blocks of the mountain. Finally, this thing took me days and days and days, and I don't know how many blocks, but it was tens of thousands. But here it is in all its glory. Now it's going to look even better once the snow gets on it, and it has been snowing quite a lot. So you see what I just finished up there, but you can see that a lot of it is snow covered. Now I'm going to do a final inspection here. We've already got goats hanging out on the mountain. That's pretty cool. I planted a few spruce trees just to kind of spruce things up. And it's just a little bit plain yet, so I'm kind of flying around thinking, like, what else could I do here? What would make this look even better without going overboard? Like, I think the top's pretty good. I'm going to get those cauldrons out of there, but it just needs a little something. I'm going to walk around and just kind of make sure, hi goat, make sure that everything is looking good around the base of it, because I know it was going pretty quick down here, and occasionally you get a little carried away and kind of forget a block or something like that. And I find this, the heresy. Yes, I put stone on top of dirt. That is not going to fly. So we got to fill this in with stone, because you should never support stone with dirt in Minecraft. And if you do, you need to go back to the drawing board, man. So here we are, cleaning up the edges. And I find a few holes here and there, but because the inside's lit up, you can actually see them pretty well. And then I find this. So I put powdered snow down without any blocks underneath it, which you can actually see through that. Like, it lets daylight through. And it looks kind of hideous from the inside to have like a big streak of snow showing through. And I did not realize that this could happen. But yes, I fall through. And it's like, okay, so now I'm down inside the mountain. Can I get out of here without having to tunnel out? I mean, I could just tunnel out, but I wonder if I can fly through that hole. I wonder if you can fly up through powdered snow. And it seems like you should be able to, and I somehow glitched through those blocks. I don't know what went on there, but whatever. I didn't take much damage, and I made it through, so cool. So I feel like this was a good project to come back to for my survival world, and I wind up doing a bunch of other things too, but this is where it all started. So I went out and got some ice, And I realized, like, I don't have a good way to get to ice. Like, I don't have a nether hub or anything. And there's icebergs around. It's just they're quite a ways out, and you have to kind of work to get to them. So wouldn't it be nice to have another hub? And maybe to get out to the mesa as well. So I add this little glacier on the back side here. And down at the very bottom, I added some water just flowing down, like the iceberg, like the glacier is melting a bit. I think that was a nice little touch. Didn't go overboard. And boy, it's just kind of blank out here. I think we need to build maybe a ship. So you'll see that in the next episode. So I've got a bunch of footage that I need to get edited and uploaded. And thanks for watching this one. Guys, go build a mountain. You'll love it. Thanks for watching. Have a good day.